Although not yet public, the Supreme Court's decision of acquitting Shahrukh Jatoi because of the arguments taken by their counsel and the arguments taken earlier as well with regards to the offense, as heinous as it was, not fitting into the definition of terrorism, and hence the trial under terrorism laws and the definition of terrorism was flawed, is something that has consistently come up through the process of trying to bring Shahrukh Jatoi to justice. And it is more an explanation of the problems with our law than it is anything else. Pakistani criminal law has had an insertion, an amendment which allows for murder, whether deliberate or indeliberate, to be forgiven by the family after acceptance of blood money or forgiven in the better interests of justice. This has led to the great abuse of the provisions of forgiveness, and we have seen rich and powerful people get away with murder and get away with it freely and without consequence. This area of Pakistani jurisprudence has developed opposed to other areas of Islamic jurisprudence, where, such as in the Middle East, qisas and diyat is something that can happen where the murder is considered indeliberate, where it is considered accidental, and even otherwise it must be affirmed by the state. Muslim scholars have a variety of opinion about the taking of blood money and retribution. And it is mostly settled that whilst there is obviously an interrelation between the victim's family and the criminal or the accused, there is also a separate interrelation between the accused and the state. This concept finds its way into Pakistani law as well, and it's called fasad fil ard, which means causing chaos upon the land. And the idea is that even where a murder can be compoundable, you can still be punished by the state in its discretion for causing chaos upon the land and for tearing the social fabric. We don't see it happen. But we should see it happen. And in this particular case, the Attorney General's office, no less than the Attorney General's office itself, has come up and said that under the concept of fasad fil ard, firstly, we should have been heard. And once heard, we would have argued that under fasad fil ard, this man should not be let to go free, even though his crimes were compounded. Now, obviously, once the detailed order is out, we'll be able to see whether there was even scope for such a punishment to be levied upon Shahrukh Jatoi, or whether that scope was skillfully left out by the prosecution and by the investigation teams, which from the beginning had been accused of being pliant in the hands of the powerful such as the family of this accused.